Frank Pallone.
Thank you, Catherine. I just want everyone to understand why we as Democrats are so mad about this bill, because it's cruel. Some people have called it beautiful. Some have called it ugly. I call it cruel. It is the cruelest bill that I've ever seen since my tenure in the House of Representatives. Now, why is that the case? Because so many people will lose their health insurance, and because of the lack of affordability, that's going to increase costs in so many ways for the average American. Look, the bottom line is every time this bill moves forward, in energy and commerce, 13.5 million people lose Medicaid. And then it goes to the House floor, 15 million people. Now the CBO says, the Senate bill, 17 million Americans lose their health insurance. And what happens when they lose their health insurance? The hospitals have uncompensated care, the nursing homes have uncompensated care, and they have to push those costs on to everyone else. And so premiums go up, co-pays go up, and people cannot afford their health insurance. The same thing is true with the ACA. You know, we as Democrats started years ago trying to make sure that so many Americans that didn't have health insurance did. That was what Obamacare was all about. And then we enhanced the tax credits and the subsidies. So we got up to something like 95% of Americans had health insurance because of what we did. But this is reversing that completely. It is reversing that completely because the average person now, without enhanced Medicare, without the ACA enhanced subsidies, which they did not include in this bill, they could easily go from paying $100 a month for their ACA coverage, $1,200 a year, to something like $5,200 because they lose that $4,000 subsidy. So I just want to say one more thing. I know the Republicans are saying constantly that nobody's going to lose their health insurance if they work. That is a complete lie. That is a complete lie. If you look at this bill, whether you're disabled, whether you're caring for an elderly, whether you're caring for your children, you are not going to qualify for the exemptions, and you are going to lose your health insurance. And the same thing is true with regard to affordability for the energy provisions. We worked very hard to move towards clean energy because we knew it would be cheaper, and they're getting rid of it. We worked very hard to have environmental protections in place because we're worried about people's health and safety, and they get rid of all the major environmental protections. That is what the Republicans are about. Cruelty. This is unacceptable. No one should vote for it. It's the cruelest bill that I've ever seen. And now I'd like to introduce the chairman of or the ranking member of our Ways and Means Committee, who's going to talk to you about the tax issues. Richie Neal from Massachusetts. Thanks.